Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people, welcome to the Season of Self-Love, your daily dose of inspiration and growth. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and my beautiful people, this week we are diving deep into something that's been transforming my own life, and that's how purpose and passion has fueled our elevation. You know, as we've been exploring elevation this past weeks, especially after diving into Bob Proctor's work about paradigm shifts, right? I've realized something powerful. True elevation isn't just about rising higher. It's about rising with purpose. But first, let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into this topic today, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And today we are continuing the conversation of elevate your life, unlock your potential. But today we're talking about purpose and passion fueling your elevation. But before we get into the topic, let's center ourselves with our daily meditation, all right? So if you could just find a comfortable space. Take a deep breath, centering yourself. Now, feel the power of purpose within you. That spark that lights you up. That calling that won't let you rest. Now breathe into the passion, into your passion. The energy that moves you forward. The fire that fuels your dreams. Feel how that purpose and passion unite, creating momentum for elevation, lighting the path ahead. Now take one final deep breath in, bringing this energy with you. Now as we begin our exploration. Now when you are ready, please open your eyes. Now you're new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast. It's something that we do every day, Monday through Friday. All right, just to help center ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. All right, my beautiful people. Let me share something personal with you. You know, when I first started this Season of Self-Love, it was supposed to be a 4-week series on Tuesdays, right? But during the meditation or during the time that I was in front of my altar, I kept hearing daily. I kept hearing that this is needed to be a daily show. And I'll be honest, my old paradigm, my old way of thinking said, girl, you can't do no daily show, you know. But you know what Bob Proctor teaches us? He said, when you make a decision, really make a decision. You like stand on it, really make that decision. And that decision is to follow my purpose. Is to create this daily space for growth and love. And it changed everything. It changed everything. You know, and my recent Art of Living retreat, something profound hit me about passion. It's not just about doing what you love, it's about loving what you do because it serves a greater purpose. And my beautiful people, I want to share something with you that's been stirring in my spirit. You know how when purpose finds you, it won't let you rest. Well, I've been working on a special project, something that combines technology with elevation. And every time I work on it, I lose track of time completely. But that's what passion does, right? It makes time disappear because you are so aligned with your purpose. So this project, you know what the thing is, I can't share it all the details right now, but what I can tell you is that it came from seeing a need in our community, a way to make elevation and growth more accessible to everyone. And you know what? Every obstacle and every challenge that comes up, I'm excited to solve it because I know that it's aligned with my purpose. Remember when I said about 2024 was supposed to be my year? This is my year. I ain't post nothing. It was my year of domination. But also, 2025 was the year of the rebirth. And it is so true. It is so true. But this is what I want to talk about today, how passion fuels our elevation. Passion brings clarity. One thing that it does is passion brings clarity. So when you're passionate, your vision becomes clearer. Just like with my project, you start seeing solutions on where others see problems. You see, with your purpose, it reveals itself through what lights you up. So remember early on, well, in the beginning of November, and I share with you some this month as well, is that I had a difficulty in October getting November together. It shows up November together. But that because there was a blockage there. That's because there wasn't a line. I was forcing something. But as soon as I took time and stepped back, and I actually listened to the book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, and understood that what I was doing wrong, that I was going against something, that I was forcing something, and I wasn't truly living in my life. I wasn't understanding what I was doing. I wasn't even understanding how I was changing my paradigm. So for that much, it was working against me. But also what I realized in these last few months is that I have been doing this for years. Now in the past few weeks, past month, everything been at a constant flow. Everything been at a constant flow. And things just been showing up for me. Problems, solutions have been showing up for me. Like, I don't know if you ever see the TV show used to come on where there was a doctor and he had like autism or something like that. And he used to come on Mondays and he will be in, and I kid you not, this is how it felt. This is how it felt. It's like I'll be thinking and it felt like there was, the solution was coming up on where I should do this or where I should put this project at. Because in technology, I'm not well versed in technology. I know how to cut, paste, drop here, put there, do a little reading, but that's about it. But when I decided to do this project, when I approached it, I had a little apprehensive of fear with it, but I knew this is something that I knew that was needed in our community overall. I knew that this was a part of my purpose. I knew that it needed to be out there to the masses. And so by it all revealing itself to me, all it does is light me up. That's all it does. Coming into this space, into this studio every day, I get to do what I love to do every day. It lights me up. When I get emails from people talking about how they love or what they resonated with them on the season of self-love. It lights me up. When I hear people say, you know what, Nyomi, what you were talking about before, when you said on this month, on this episode here, thank you. Thank you for having this guest on, because I resonated with this. I thought I was the only one. And all I say is thank you, God. Thank you for giving me the strength and the courage to walk forward. And I thank myself as well. And also what passion does for me, it creates momentum. It gives you energy when challenges arise. And I'll be honest, there are days when developing this project feels so overwhelming. But that's the fire inside, that knowledge that's needed. And it just keeps me moving forward. And also passion, it sustains growth. It's not about temporary motivation. It's about showing up every day for your purpose. Even when the path isn't clear, passion keeps you committed. Just this morning when I was sitting at my altar and I was doing my breathing exercises, and as I'm doing my breathing exercises, a glimpse of my life came in front of my eyes, and I just smiled because I envisioned myself standing on a stage speaking. And I saw faces out there smiling because we were talking about self-love. We were talking about elevating. We were talking about passion. We were talking about creating a new way of life, a positivity. These are things that we were talking about, and I love being there. There used to be a question that was asked to me a few years ago: what lights you up? And I used to always say helping people. Helping people. And I don't mean by giving money or dollar. It's even by sitting and having a conversation with someone. Yeah. Giving your time. All right, so let's talk about how purpose elevates in every aspect of our lives. Let's talk about aligning purpose with elevation, all right? So you see, when I started truly walking in my purpose, everything shifted. Not just the podcast, but how I showed up as a mother, as a daughter, and as a leader. And here's what I've learned about purpose-driven elevation for me. Number one is start with self-truth. Being honest about what really matters to you. I was being honest about what really matters to me. Acknowledging your gifts without dimming your light. That was something new for me. Acknowledging my gifts without dimming any of my life, and understanding my unique contribution to the world. That even though I come from this unorthodox background of living, of the choices that I chose in life, but also those are a plus for me. Because you can see my transformation. You can see what being positive, changing my mindset, believing in faith, believing in God can do for someone. Does that make sense? And then the next one, it requires a new paradigm, letting go of limiting beliefs about what's possible. Also seeing challenges as opportunities for growth. And understanding that purpose often calls you to bigger things. the best thing that I could ever do for myself is continue to show up for myself, regardless of anything, regardless of any emails, of negative emails, of any threats, of any naysayers. And the next one, it demands consistent action. And when we talk about demand consistent action, it can be small steps that align with big visions. They don't have to be big steps. They could be small steps that align with big visions. Daily choices that reflect your purpose. They become building momentum through consistent effort. Remember early on last year when I talked about the steps. Remember I talked about building a skyscraper. Remember I talked about building that skyscraper? And I remember about taking those steps to each level, to each floor. That's what we're doing now. That's what I've been doing with this season of self-love. That is what my purpose and my passion is all about, is building that skyscraper. So now I'm on the third, fourth, fifth floor? So it's about each one of those stairs. Each one of those stairs are steps. Remember we talked about we got to crawl before we walk. Now we're taking those stairs. So remember each one of those stairs is a goal. And remember, if you have not read Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, I like the way that Bob Proctor talks about not looking at goals as a destination, as something to get, but as we're looking at it as growing, as growth. So each one of those goals is a growing towards another growth. So that's one. We on level one. So now we got to go up another step to go to level two. To go to the second story. So we go into each story. Then go to the third story, the fourth story, however tall you want to build your stories of your skyscraper. However tall you want your skyscraper to be, that is your skyscraper. That's how you build momentum, through consistent effort, daily choices that reflect on your purpose, whatever your purpose is. Small steps that align with your big vision. And let's talk about your purpose, your power. So before we close today, let me share something real with you. When I first got the inspiration for this project that I'm working on, my old paradigm told me, try to talk me out of, girl, you don't know anything about tech. That's what it said. That's what it said. You don't know nothing about tech. Everything possible that my little brain, little mind, little old version of myself can say to me, it said. But then I went back to what Bob Proctor, but not only with just Bob Proctor, but all the other teachings that I've been reading about and talking about. Those are limiting paradigms. Those are just old programming. Those are just old programming. So here's a purpose power assignment that I have. Yes, I want to give you what I call a purpose power assignment. And I want you to take some quiet time today and just ask yourself these 3 questions, real simple. Number 1, what activities make me lose track of time? Number 2, what problems do I love solving for others? And number 3, what would I do even if no one paid me? Write down your answers and then look for the patterns. Your purpose often lives in those patterns. All right, my beautiful people, this week we are going to explore on how purpose and passion can fuel your elevation in ways you never imagined. Remember, your purpose isn't just about you. It's about the lives that you meant to touch through your gifts. Again, I thank you so much for sharing this space with me. So until tomorrow, I want you to remember to love yourself first, all right? This is your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks here, and you are listening to The Season of Self-Love. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovering and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer. Have a good one.